Good after evening, Damien.
Good after evening. It's good to talk to you, and we'll talk about Tramore in a few minutes, but firstly, the fact that you're a landlord and that you're organising a Waterford Whispers News protest outside of the Dáil to defend landlords. What's your thoughts this week? Because you've had serious criticism regarding the vilification of landlords, and in particular what's happened with Robert Troy.
Yeah, look, it's a very tough week for landlords, as you know. And I suppose Robert is like all of us landlords. He's an ordinary Joe who bought his first house at 20, and I think we can all relate to that, you know. And I think we should actually praise Robert Troy's bravery and courage coming out as a landlord, as it isn't easy in Ireland these days, as you know yourself, Damien. Now, when I read his resignation statement, his life now is destroyed, Damien.
And it's all the media's fault, Colm, isn't it? It's my fault. The journalists are horrible people.
What has he left? He's nothing left apart from the 11 properties and a TD salary, you know. And look, it's a tough week for landlords, you know.
Now, you put up a post saying that he has an updated list of declared interests. Could you go through those or some of those for me, please? This is your understanding, yeah.
Right, okay.
He owns the Taj Mahal, you said, and he also converted a shoebox into 8 shoeboxes. So, do you think that Robert Troy's business acumen could be harnessed maybe better by the body politic?
Well, look, he secured a contract to house 48,000 Ukrainian refugees, so that's a good thing, I suppose, you know. And he's also the co-owner of Dublin's Seagull population, and owns a bust of Charlie Haughey's brass neck. But look, it's just a bad week. It's just a bad week for him, and it doesn't reflect on us, you know. And this protest now, we actually had the protest yesterday, Damien, and we chained ourselves to the gates. And we actually went on hunger strike between the hours of 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. So, look, that's the kind of level we're at now. We just want justice for vulnerable landlords, you know. And yesterday, actually at the Dáil yesterday, I was talking to a landlord TD friend of mine. He actually thought Sipu was a type of lighter, but of course Sipu is the standards in public office. But I suppose it's very unfair expecting TDs to fill out a form correctly and accurately. Like every year myself with my own tax returns, it's near impossible to remember everything, as you know yourself. You forget things.
Yeah, I know. You're kind of a modern day P. Flynn. How many properties do you own yourself? Can you reveal now on radio, please, Bill Badbody?
Well, that kind of information would be confidential, Damien, and I actually don't know. I mean, we have so many vacants around Waterford. I have a lot of vacant properties now. So if I was to say off the top of my head, there's about 5,000 vacants in Waterford, and I'd say about half of them are mine. But look, I'm not paying any tax on them, so look, we'll just let them sit there for a while and see what kind of coin we can make out of them in the near future.
Yeah, so the vacant property tax wouldn't really be up your street. That was a major sacrifice that you made yesterday, not to have any frappuccinos between 9 and 11. Like, how did you feel afterwards? That was a serious hunger strike.
Oh, we went to the K Club, had a round of golf, and we did feed ourselves, you know, in the evening time. So, you know, we weren't left too malnourished, but it was a good day out. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of landlord TDs, of course, supporting the cause yesterday, and it was actually quite emotional to see that, you know. So many TDs are landlords, and people forget that, you know, that they are just the ordinary person too.
Yeah, and there's a vilification of Fianna Fáil there as well, and Fianna Fáil has done so much for the landlord class over the years. Like, they should be supported and welcomed with that. And I think Robert Troy, I think you're hitting something very important, Bill Badbody, because Robert Troy's name, as you say, it's been dragged through the mud. So, for example, last night, Matt Keane has just texted me, in closing time in the pub last night, the owner shouted, "Has Robert Troy got no houses for you to go home to?" Like, that's shocking.
Oh, that's very funny. That's very good. I like that one. I might use that one myself.
Okay. We'll see if there's a copyright on that. A very serious text in from a listener. Damien, I'm wondering, can you ask the person you have on, that he's talking about yourself, how many landlords have we got that are not registered, renting out pure dumps, tenants afraid to complain in case they're homeless? Many landlords I know are not good people. You're not a good person, Bill Badbody.
Look, it's I suppose, as I said, we're getting a lot of flack, and I've noticed this myself. It's got so bad now that my tenants have actually stopped tipping me. So I don't even get Christmas presents anymore. I usually get the old bottle of wine or whatever. They don't even do that anymore. It's all anti-landlord this. And do you know what I think? Damien? I think renters are actually out of touch. And I don't think they realise how out of touch they are. It's a scary time out there for us. And look, recently one tenant tried to report me to the RTB for illegally evicting him. Now, thankfully, the Irish Times wrote a nice, sympathetic piece on me after that. So, look, we do have people fighting our corner.
Well, another person has just texted in. You sound very like Charlie Haughey. Was he one of your heroes?
I would have known Charlie back in the day. Yes. Would he be my hero? I suppose saying that he would be. Now, he had his good points and his bad points, obviously. His good points being, he's a mass landlord and he had lots of property, and I suppose the bad points. No, he'd be my hero. Yeah. Okay. No, and I'm not afraid to say it. No.
Yeah, okay. And can I ask you, what's the worst thing you've ever done to a renter, or what's the worst tenant you've ever had? Because I know there's quite a number of horror stories out there. Like have you kicked people out in the middle of the night?
Oh, absolutely. Like this week, I'm just flat out kicking out. Like, obviously, we have a lot of student accommodations, and we've got these people from, I don't know where they're from, Eastern Europe or Poland, or it's one of those countries over there.
Right.
Apparently there's a war on, but we're trying to move them out now for the students, and you'd swear it was like we're trying to, throw them out on the street. But look, there's loads of tents. The government have loads of tents set up for those people, and they should be thankful.
Should be thankful. Finally and briefly, if you wouldn't mind, students. What's your thoughts on students?
They're great once they pay their rent, or their mother and fathers pay their rent. But look, there was a bit of an issue there in Templars Hall. Now, I'd like to thank the people in Templars Hall for, objecting to a high-rise kind of a student block out there. Look, if that block went up, rents would obviously go down, and I'd like to thank them for keeping the supply down and the rent high. So a big boolabus for that.
Big boolabus.
Same in Grace Dew. Same thing happened there. And just keep objecting to those bills, people, and do the right thing.
Object to everything. So the least amount of houses that are built, the better it is for landlords.
Absolutely. Yeah, keep objecting. Object till your little heart's content, and keep those rents high, everyone, all right?
Bill Badbody, thank you very much for joining me this morning. All the very best, and I hope you rot in hell. God bless.
Absolute pleasure, Damien.
Thank you very much. Goodbye there. Colin Williamson, Bill Badbody.